Hey, don't miss one of our latest Komando On Demand podcasts about ATMs stealing money. It's those little scanning devices they put on ATMs. How they do it, what you need to look out for. All on the Komando On Demand podcast, and you can get that by just searching Komando on your favorite podcast player. From Komando.com, it's your tech news today for Tuesday, June 26th, and coming up in a bit, we'll tell you how Adobe is using artificial intelligence to protect images that have been tampered with. Plus, the NSA has been conducting nationwide surveillance operations out of AT&T buildings, and your credit card information could be at risk if you recently ate at one of these restaurants. All that and more in tech news today from the digital world of Kim Komando. We start today with a technology-driven way to find out if an image has been tampered with. Adobe, the company who brought Photoshop to the world, says it's developed the tool using artificial intelligence. AI can be used to scan an image or video and locate signs of tampering that are not typically visible to the naked eye. It can tell if something has been added, moved, or cut from a photo. This is huge news for anyone needing to determine if an image has authenticity, including law enforcement engaged in surveillance techniques. Speaking on the new technique, one Dartmouth professor warned that no artificial intelligence solution would be infallible, but even so, it's got to be more accurate than leaving it to the human eye. More tech news ahead, but now a quick thank you from our sponsors, from our amazing partners at Indeed.
When you're hiring, you don't want to waste time sorting through dozens of irrelevant resumes. You want an efficient way to get to a short list of qualified candidates. You need Indeed.com. Post a job in minutes. Set up screener questions based on your job requirements. Then zero in on qualified candidates using an intuitive online dashboard. Discover why 3 million businesses use Indeed.com for hiring. Post a job today at Indeed.com/hire. Search for greatness. Search Indeed.
Well, here's a scary Big Brother story for you. For the past several years, the National Security Agency has been operating out of AT&T buildings, conducting surveillance nationwide. According to The Intercept, the NSA has been in Atlanta, Chicago, Dallas, Los Angeles, New York City, San Francisco, Seattle, and Washington, D.C. The story says the NSA considers AT&T to be one of the most trusted partners and said the company was extremely willing to help. The NSA wouldn't confirm or deny that they're shacking up with the telephone company, but AT&T itself did, saying they are required by law to provide information to the government and law enforcement. This program that they're referring to is called Fair View, and it was launched way back in 1985, long before the internet opened up the amount of information out there. What kind of data are they grabbing? Well, they're not talking about that. Here's news about another big data breach, this one involving a restaurant all across the United States. Chicken restaurant PDQ has reported that it was breached between May 19th of last year and April 20th of this year. The hack affected every PDQ restaurant across the entire chain at the time, and apparently customer names, credit card numbers, expiration dates, and cardholder verifications were stolen. The restaurant believes the hacker got in through a remote connection. PDQ can't say exactly how many people are affected, but if you did eat at one of the chain's restaurants in that time frame, you are vulnerable. So what should you do? Keep a close eye on your bank statements, as always. Set up two-factor authentication for any accounts you have. Change your passwords and check your email address at a site like Have I Been Pawned? That's PWNED. They monitor compromised email addresses. Also, watch out for phishing scams, which sometimes spring up when people's information has been stolen. Here's something you don't hear every day: a major company admitting it made a mistake. In case you missed it, Apple has been under fire from customers for building faulty keyboards, and the problems are found on MacBook and MacBook Pro laptops that are built with a butterfly design. The new design was introduced in 2015 and has impacted a small percentage of keyboards since it was launched. Enough have been impacted that several class action lawsuits have been filed over it. Plaintiffs claim the keyboard keys easily become permanently jammed or break altogether. Now, Apple has admitted that the struggle is real and its design has been causing the issues. So the good news is Apple is promising to repair all impacted gadgets for free. Just take your affected device to Apple or an Apple authorized service provider and they will fix it for you. Now, for a great way to help you cut down on monthly expenses, millions of Americans have already joined the cutting the cord revolution. Of course, this is where you get rid of cable or satellite and switch to streaming services. It can be a great way to save hundreds of dollars over the course of a year. Well, here's a way to make it even better, and that's because there's a streaming service that is actually free to use. The app is called Tubi TV, that's T-U-B-I TV, and it's been around since 2014. It's an on-demand provider, and it lets you watch movies and TV shows at no cost. The only catch is you will have to watch some commercials. Let's face it, they have to cover costs somehow. So if you're okay with that, Tubi TV offers the chance to check out some popular shows and films without ever having to pay for a subscription. You don't even have to enter a credit card to sign up for your account. It even has some content that's not available on other popular streaming services. So check it out. You literally have nothing to lose. When it comes to your mobile devices, one of the main concerns people have is data usage. If you use more data than your plan allows, it could cost you big time. And that's why Google has released an app that can help you trim down your data usage and save you some money, and it's called Detally. The app helps people better understand, control, and save data. It does this by limiting what certain apps are able to do. It also provides metrics and personalized recommendations along with helping to find Wi-Fi with a Wi-Fi map. For details on the app and to download it, go to Komando.com and search for Datally. That's D-A-T-A-L-L-Y. Here's a crazy story out of China. A recent episode of HBO's Last Week Tonight starring John Oliver is creating some controversy. The show had a 20-minute segment dealing with the Chinese government. Oliver told his viewers that General Secretary of the Communist Party of China, Xi Jinping, is trying to abolish term limits. Oliver went on to paint a bad picture of the Chinese government in other ways. Now, the Chinese government is doing its best to scrub John Oliver completely off the internet. Anyone who is in China that does an internet search now for Oliver will find 0 results. Also, when they try to post about him on a social media site, they will get an error message. This proves China has a long way to go when it comes to human rights and freedom of speech. It should make us appreciate our freedom even more. Finally, for today's Komando Kicker, Thomas Edison was an American inventor, a businessman who'd been described as America's greatest inventor. But did you know Thomas Edison accumulated 2,332 patents worldwide for his inventions throughout his life, of which 1,093 were in the United States, but other patents were approved in countries all around the world. We even use many of his inventions and their evolutions today, like those that contributed to mass communication and telecommunications. Think this will make a great conversation starter? Check out the Komando Kicker page on Komando.com to see more and be the life of the party. That's our tech news today, and special thanks to our partners at Indeed. When you're hiring, you don't want to waste time sorting through dozens of irrelevant resumes. You want an efficient way to get a short list of qualified candidates, and that's why you need Indeed.com. You can post a job in minutes and set up screener questions based on your job requirements, and then zero in on qualified candidates using an intuitive online dashboard. Discover why 3 million businesses use Indeed for hiring. Post a job today at Indeed.com/hire. Search for greatness. Search Indeed.